Hi, and welcome back to Launch Your Rocket. I'm Jen Smith. The life you've built is comfortable, but is there more than this? This episode is for the ones who feel like there has to be more than just going through the motions, more than just checking the next box that society hands us, more than just existing. Maybe you've done everything right. You've worked hard. You've built a life, maybe a great one. But let me ask you this. Why does success still feel like, no, there's something missing? Like I'm not waking up every day, leaping out of bed with excitement and joy. Yeah, that's how we're supposed to live. Why is it that some people have way less than you, but they seem so much happier? And why does it feel like no matter what you achieve, you're still searching for something and you're always moving the goalpost for the next best thing? Maybe it's because the world has sold us a broken formula for success. I know it has, and that's why I'm here, not to convince you of anything, certainly not to tell you what to believe, but to get you to just consider something, because here's what I do know. People who connect with something greater than themselves, they live differently. They love more, they forgive more, they walk with more peace, more joy, more purpose. And in that shift, the dreams that they once buried, the ones that God planted, they start to come back to life. This is so much more than self-help. Self-help keeps us focused on ourselves and keeps us stuck. This is God help. The world has tried to sell us self-help. And sure, there's some good in it. We can high-five ourselves in the mirror. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a cold plunge. But if you've been searching and you've been trying everything the world has to offer and you still feel like something's missing or you're not excited and joyous about life, hear me out. It's not about fixing yourself. It's not about chasing titles. It's about praying and dreaming again, about discovering the dreams that God created inside of you and then stepping into them, and those attract things. Because when you do this, everything changes. That's how you get out of your own head and into your heart. It's not by hustling and grinding and chasing the world's definition of success. It's by throwing out the world's broken blueprint and shifting into a new one. Hey, do what you've always done and you'll get what you've always gotten. Try something new. Try God's blueprint. And you don't have to become a nun or sell your possessions. You just have to get to know God. You just have to stop grinding. That's not what you were made for. You were made to fly. And I know it. So that's where I come in. This podcast, this course that I have, this whole movement, it's not about self-help at all. It's about helping you break free and finally live the life you were designed for. When we start living for others, that's when we attract everything that we're missing. So yeah, we're going to throw out the world's broken blueprint and we're going to unleash the dreams that God gave us. Because when you start to pour into the world the way you were created to, God pours right back on you, and that's when everything shifts. Pardon the interruption, but I want to invite you to a free masterclass on October 23rd. Does this sound like you? Maybe life shifted and you feel a little stuck. The spark is gone. You check the boxes. Maybe you even have everything you thought you ever wanted, but you're still unfulfilled. And you're wondering, is this all there is? Wasn't I made for more? And the answer is yes. Imagine waking up with a fire in your soul, a purpose in your step, and dream in hand. All because you became the person that God designed you to be. The world needs that light right now. And that's why I created Elevate. It's a blueprint unlike anything you've ever seen before. I'm going to show you how to reignite your dream. We'll discover your why. The fire that makes you unstoppable will shift from worldly to godly thinking. So we stop chasing and we start attracting. We'll find your niche, the gift placed inside of you that makes you unique. We'll set one big goal and we'll go from drifting to thriving with clear direction. This is my purpose, and that's why I'm so excited about it. I hope you'll join me for this masterclass, October 23rd. Let's go from stuck to unstoppable, from lack to overflow. Really hope you'll join me. 1 hour free masterclass. I'll see you there. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. I know what so many of you are thinking. If you've even stayed with me this far, you think, yeah, Jen, I hear you, but I'm good. I go on vacations, I have a stocked fridge, a good Netflix password, and maybe you're not waking up in a panic or drowning in anxiety. So you don't think you need God? Yeah, because pain is usually the pinpoint to getting to know God. So it's harder for you Maybe you're doing pretty well. Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like no matter what you achieve, it's still not enough? Are you always moving that goalpost? It's because something's missing. It's the reason why some people are so poor, all they have is money, and then some poor people have great wealth. For some people, the next goalpost is just never enough. And listen, as a world, we spend right up to the penny that we make, don't we? Come on, always wanting something more. Why do we want more? Because we think that more is going to make us excited for life. It never will. And don't get me wrong, doesn't mean you can't have nice things and nice vacations. But when you shift to the new blueprint, you shift the way you are, you attract those things, and they just are the cherry on top of life, as opposed to the thing that creates your purpose in life. Still not you? Well, do you check every box and still think, is this it? Have you ever looked at someone who has way less than you and they just seem happier, lighter, and more at peace? All right, how about this? Maybe you don't care about peace, joy, or even God. Maybe you just want success, abundance, and freedom to dream bigger. Okay, that's fine. But what if, just what if, switching from the world's blueprint, which is everywhere, to God's is the actual cheat code to getting all of those things? What if that's the way you finally start to attract the dreams that you've been chasing? Why don't you just try it? I won't tell anyone if you're using God's blueprint. And for those of you who think, well, I don't need God, I get it. A lot of my friends live beautiful, charmed lives. They're good people. They're happy enough. They have plenty of money. They're good people. They're happy enough. They have plenty of money, comfort, vacations, careers, and honestly, they don't feel like they need God. And I get it. I said it earlier, pain is often the touchstone of spiritual growth. When life gets good, there's no urgency to search for something more. But what if comfortable isn't the same as fulfilled? Even Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist who studied thousands of lives, noticed something undeniable. The people who had a real relationship with God, and I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about connection. There's a big difference there. Well, they were happier, they were more fulfilled, and they were more at peace. And you know what? They also had nice things. He also talked about something called synchronicity, the idea that life is not random, that things align too perfectly to be chance. Ever think about someone you haven't seen in 20 years and all of a sudden they call? Or you pray for guidance and the answer just shows up in a conversation at a coffee shop. Or a door just opens that you never saw coming. Those are not coincidences. Those are God's fingerprints. You'll often hear me say they're his breadcrumbs. We just have to be open enough to pick them up and use them. But most people miss them because they're not paying attention. So what if you just started noticing? What if you just, became aware? That's it. And when things line up, what if you then allow yourself to wonder, could this be God? Just start there. Just ask. In the quiet of your shower, hey God, are you there? I've never believed in you, but I'm open. That's it. Just try living with a little bit more awareness. Lean into what feels, life-giving. Resist what feels empty. God doesn't need you to have it all figured out. He just needs the smallest opening, the faith of a mustard seed. Have you ever heard of that? Yeah. So welcome to Launch Your Rocket, because that's what this is all about. Or the love them theory instead of the let them theory. One way keeps you stuck and the other one makes you unstoppable. Welcome to Elevate the Shift, a place where you just start dreaming again. It's time to launch your life. Don't settle for average. Average is never going to be the new normal. That is the lie of the world. We're called to launch. Called to wake up every day excited for life. And if you wake up tomorrow and you don't feel that way, I just want you to remember, maybe I'm not supposed to live this way. And then know I'm always going to be here on this podcast, Launch Your Rocket. You can find me on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, launchyourrocket.com. You know, the good book of Life's Little Instructions, the one that has all the answers, people are afraid, intimidated to open it. It's like we're hiding from it, even though it's the #1 bestseller, sold 5 billion copies worldwide, been around for 3,000 years. I think it's because we're intimidated. So I did create a course, it's called B101. It's just, what is it? How do you read it? What the heck is this thing? Who is this guy? Why would I want to even think about listening to stuff that doesn't make sense when I hear it? Well, maybe you can make it make sense and launch your life. So that's B101. It's on my website. It's free, always free. God's word is free, on launchyourrocket.com. The stories in the Bible kind of come to life through storytelling, so they make sense. And then if you want to go deeper, I have a course called Elevate, where we can work directly and actually launch personally your life, find your niche. All right. That's it for today on Launch Your Rocket. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'll see you next time. Remember, average is not the new normal. God does not want his children living average lives. Come on. All right, I'll see you next time on Elevate.